The following is an exclusive presentation of Ravens Productions.
This week on Ravens Report, we travel back to the City of Angels as the Ravens got a huge road victory in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Plus, all the Ravens need to do to clinch a playoff berth is beat the Browns on Sunday. We preview this week's game with Marlon Humphrey and head coach John Harbaugh. All of that and more coming up on this week's Ravens Report.
Pulls down the snap, steps up, he's hit and sacked! He's taken down by Zadarius Smith and Terrell Suggs.
One play at a time. Win your one-on-one battle, and we'll win this game. Be great on two. 1, 2. Be great.
Ravens on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Ravens Report. From the Under Armour Performance Center, I'm Erin Hawksworth. The stakes for Sunday's game against the Browns couldn't be any higher. If the Ravens beat the Browns Sunday, they win the AFC North and clinch a home playoff game. But if they lose, they likely miss the playoffs. And in order to beat Cleveland and make the playoffs for the 7th time under John Harbaugh, the Ravens must beat a red-hot Browns team that has won 3 straight games and 5 of their last 6. But before we turn all our attention to Sunday's game, let's travel back to LA and go all access to the Ravens' win over the LA Chargers. Not only were the Ravens dominant defensively, but rookie quarterback Lamar Jackson had a career night passing. Let's look back at the Ravens' huge win over the Chargers.
The smallest stadium in the NFL hosts the Ravens' biggest game of the year. Tonight, the Ravens come out west, hoping to stay alive in the north, and they'll do it with a quarterback unlike anything this league has seen since the 1950s. The Ravens can still control their path to the playoffs with a win tonight, but they'll have to beat one of the hottest teams in the NFL to do it. The stakes could not be more clear. The Ravens must win.
If it's any game, we need our big brothers. It's this one. We have to lead starting from this group. We have to start fast and do our job. Check it out. We are all responsible for each other. If we communicate and execute, we got it. Go kick it, man. Go have a day. Go have a day.
What the Ravens want to see tonight is the ability to shut down a high-powered Charger attack. Chargers start their 17-yard line. Melvin Gordon in the backfield. Rivers going deep down the far sideline. He's got Mike Williams out there. It is picked off. Picked off by Brandon Carr, who goes up and takes it away from Mike Williams at the 50-yard line. A great physical effort.
Good job, man. All day, man. All day.
It's great. He goes throwing deep. We're going to go get it. I love it. Heck yeah, we're going to get it.
Jackson out of the pistol formation. Gus Edwards, big hole in the middle. 40, 35, 30, leg race, 20. Edwards to the 10-yard line, and he's down to the 8. A 44-yard run, and the Ravens come out with the bus rolling. Tucker, 28 of 30 for the season. His kick is up, and it is good. And the Ravens strike first in LA.
Good series. Good job. Get points. Good points. Let's go.
There's nobody pressing you to cut. So if you got this space, go take the space. All right?
Give us to Dixon running off right tackle. He's got a seam inside the 35, 30, 25, 20, and all the way down to the 18-yard line. They'll mark him at the 19 of the Chargers. And a Ravens first down. Big play. The Ravens lead the Chargers 3-0. But they have missed on scoring opportunities now twice. 35-yard field goal attempt for Justin Tucker. Kick on the way, it is up, and it is good.
Hey, it's all right. Good drive. I was watching Mark.
It's not this ball. It's this ball.
Down ball.
Exactly. The one we seen on
It was just right here.
Right.
You know?
But I threw the win that play.
But you I don't know if you would have been able to get there that quick without going, while going through your progression.
If you'd have went beaver seam to that, no, hell no, there's no way.
The Ravens have dominated time of possession and yardage, but not scored. Phillip Rivers yet to put the ball in the end zone. And the give is to Dixon running to the right, cuts it inside the numbers, spins forward, and gets out. Fumble comes loose. Ball is picked up by the Chargers at the 20-yard line. LA has it at the 18-yard line. Give us to Gordon straight ahead. He's got a hole. He's got a touchdown, and the Chargers have their first lead of the game. Well, you can measure a lot of things in football, even in the age of data analytics. There's not necessarily a number that you can apply to momentum, but you can sense it, and it has shifted. It is all Chargers at the moment. And now Lamar Jackson has to get the Ravens back in front. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun. Off the play fake, Jackson throwing down the seam. He's got his rookie tight end, Andrews. He's at the 30-yard line. Sheds a tackle, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Ravens. A 68-yard throw and catch. And in 2 plays, the Ravens answer the Chargers.
Great job, baby. Sound, yo. Good job. Good work. Yes, sir.
1 quarter left to play. The stakes are enormous. In a must-win game for the Ravens, they lead the Chargers 16-10. Ravens rush forward. Rivers hit and drilled. He's sacked back at the 40-yard line. It's Zadarius Smith coming right through the offensive line and taking the Chargers out of field goal range.
Great job. Hey, it's an avalanche up front. Great job, avalanche.
Rivers takes the snap. Pass across the middle, complete to Gates at the 40-yard line. And he'll be taken down, fumbles the ball. Picked up. Tavon Young has it near sideline. Charger 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tavon Young. No flags on the play.
I told you. We're going to keep throwing the ball up in the air. We got to come down with those picks. Make plays on the ball. All right, let's go. Let's go.
3rd down and 10 from the Ravens 43. Ravens up 22-10. Rivers wants to throw. Has time, going deep inside the 10. The ball is intercepted. Marlon Humphrey comes up with the ball. The ruling is touchback. And with 1:21 left to play, Merry Christmas, Baltimore, the Hayes and Lamar.
The Ravens defense dominated the Chargers last week. The unit sacked Phillip Rivers 4 times and held the Chargers MVP candidate without a touchdown pass for the first time this season. Now, if the Ravens can turn in that kind of performance again on Sunday, it'll really go a long way towards beating the Browns and clinching an AFC North title. Coming up next on Ravens Report, cornerback Marlon Humphrey has been one of the Ravens' breakout players this season. We sit down with the 2nd-year corner next. Welcome back to Ravens Report. I'm Erin Hawksworth. You know, one of the breakout players this year has been 2nd-year cornerback Marlon Humphrey. Marlon sealed last week's win over the Chargers with an interception late in the 4th quarter. But he's been great all season long, and he's turned into the player that the Ravens hoped for when they drafted him in the 1st round last year. He's tied for the team lead in interceptions, and the cornerback play is a big reason why the Ravens defense has given up a league low 4.6 yards per play. Earlier this week, Marlon sat down with our own Evan Washburn.
Let's start with the win in LA and what this defense was able to do. You guys have been consistent through the first 15 games of the season, but from the outside, that appeared to be you guys at your best. What do you think allowed you to have that type of game in that moment?
I think the main thing, we all felt like we played together. We knew it was going to be a huge game if we wanted to keep our playoff hopes alive. And I thought we played really well as a team, and you know, we got nothing to lose now. You know, we got to go all in if we're going to try to win this game against a really good Chargers team. And we came out on top, so move on to this week.
Whether it was Saturday night or in moments down the stretch here, you've had that critical play that's helped close out a game. And that was something that I know was important to this defense heading into 2018, finishing games. What do you think has allowed you to be able to step up in those big moments to make those plays, whether it's a pass deflection or an interception like we saw in LA?
I think the main thing is just guys having trust in me. I remember one game I missed a tackle and I hear Sis, man, it's all right, just shoot your shot, shoot your shot. So the main thing is I know there's really no pressure on me because, you know, good play or bad play, the guy's gonna have my back. So I've just been trying to play my game and do the best I can.
So the word deja vu has come up when it comes to whether it was Cincinnati early in the year, and then the position you guys find yourself in come Sunday with a chance to win and put yourself in the postseason, much like you had in 2017. Understanding that your focus is in the moment, how do you view the history as you prepare for this game?
Like you said, Cincinnati game was something that definitely came up with me. I remember looking up at the scoreboard and thinking, we've been here before. So I'm hoping this Sunday will be a little different. We'll come on top, but you know, you always remember the past, hopefully to make a better future. So I think that's what we'll try to do this Sunday.
Your head coach described it as a championship game. I'm curious, as a guy who's played in championship games, how have you guys chose to kind of build yourself up to a chance to make the postseason if you get the win?
I think we built ourselves up very well. I walk in at breakfast this morning, Tony Jefferson comes in. This is a hat and t-shirt game. And I'm like, man, I haven't done that in a while. And then I realized I just did that a few years ago. So I'm definitely excited about it. I've been seeing these other teams, hat, t-shirts, having a good time. So we gotta just take care of business, play by play, and then celebrate after.
I want to step away from the field for a couple here. Anyone who follows you on social media got a chance to see a pretty unique, special, entertaining, I'll call it, video where your family kind of came together during the Christmas time, and what appeared to be just you guys shopping for one another or yourselves ended with obviously a great display of charity. Give us a sense of, one, how that all came together and why it's important as a family that you guys do something like that, because it almost appeared, Marlon, like something that you would do whether or not you were a professional athlete or not.
That was something we just decided to try to do this year. I kind of came up with the idea I wanted to kind of give back a little bit this year, and then my sister, who's trying to be an actor in LA, she goes, well, might as well make this the Family Christmas video. We did it last year, so we decided to do it again this year, and it was really fun getting the gifts and everything, but then it was even more fun seeing their faces when we showed them the gifts we got them. And my family, we didn't think it would, we were like, oh, how's it gonna look? We didn't get enough footage, and then my sister puts it on and we're like, whoa, this looks like a reel. So it was really good done by her. Staying up all night, going into Christmas, trying to get it done, and came out really well.
Well, I thought your dad looked pretty comfortable in front of the camera too. He delivered his lines well. Lastly, again, off the field, for you personally, last season in the off season, we followed you in your journey back to Alabama and the importance of finishing your degree. With the opportunity in the near future here to walk across that stage as a graduate, what will it mean to you?
It mean a lot. When I was, as long as I can remember wanting to play college football and going to the NFL, I never really planned on graduating, mainly because I planned on going 3 years and done. So I didn't think I would, I did not think I would come back and get it this early, but I've actually been seeing graduation pictures and I'm like, man, I want to graduate, you know? So it's kind of weird to see people graduate and you thinking like, I want to graduate. It's something I never thought that I would really think to myself. But since I got to Bama, Saban, that was one of the things he always says, we want guys to graduate. And so whether you go to the NFL or not, it's always good to graduate and have something that someone can never take away from you.
It's another version of a hat and t-shirt game, so maybe you can get two in a couple months. Thanks for stopping by.
Marlon has been great this season, but he's been at his best when it matters most. He's among the league leaders in disrupting passes on third down and has been a consistent force in the Ravens secondary. Up next on Ravens Report, we preview Sunday's critical AFC North matchup with head coach John Harbaugh.
This is why we're all in, why we've been all in. Since these legends were winning the greatest game ever played. Since the Ravens were born. Since the day you were. For today's heroes. Since the day they received the call. Since they heard their name called. Since they put on the purple and black. We're all in for these opportunities. To win our division at home. And to earn the right to start the playoff run at M&T. We are forged by the adversity in our past. And we're made of more. Made by more. They say no one wants to face us, And they're right, because no one wants to face this.
Welcome back to Ravens Report. I'm Erin Hawksworth. The Cleveland Browns are the only thing standing between the Ravens and a return to the playoffs. Under John Harbaugh, Baltimore has dominated the Browns with a 9-1 record against them at home. The Ravens will rely on their #1 ranked defense to slow Cleveland quarterback Baker Mayfield. On the other side of the ball, Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, and Kenneth Dixon will try to use their legs to take advantage of the Browns' 29th ranked defense. Garrett Downing sat down with John Harbaugh ahead of this week's crucial matchup against the Browns.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. I know it was an exciting time in Baltimore after that win on Saturday, then the Steelers lose on Sunday. Let's start with the win against the Chargers. That game, describe to me behind the scenes the excitement in the locker room, on the plane ride home, all of that.
It's exciting. I mean, you put so much into it, and you think about what it'll be like, on the way back. If we get the win, then you get a chance to experience it. The locker room, I think the fans got to look at that just a little bit in the locker room, and that's the basis of it. That's how it is, and everybody's in, obviously great spirits. The plane ride is great. It's great for about an hour, That's a 5 or 6 hours. It's about a 5-hour flight coming back this way, so some guys went to sleep. But then I go back through kind of toward the end of the flight, and guys are watching the tape, or guys have seen the tape. Well, they'll grab me, hey, you see this play, you see that play. As a coach, I mean, I like it, everybody's happy. I like the revelry, but I like even more the fact that guys were looking at the tape and looking at the plays and wanted to see how they did, and that means a lot to a football coach.
There's been so much excitement about your defense, really the entire season. I think nationally people are really certainly taking notice after what you did in Los Angeles. What strikes me about this defense is that there's so many different guys. Peanut this week wins Defensive Player of the Week. It could be Weddle one week, or Jimmy, or Marlon. I mean, there's so many guys. What do you think is it about this defense that has allowed so many players to shine?
Well, I think that's the defining thing about our defense right there, is that so many players do shine in it, and it's credit to the players. We have a lot of good players that play together. Our communication is good. Guys work really hard at it. We're on the same page. We're playing hard, and they're playing together as a unit. And really, that's what football is. Football is a team game, but we got to keep doing it. We got to keep working, got to keep grinding, got to keep improving. There are plenty of things to improve on. Let's chase those things. Just be the best we can be the next week.
One guy who we can't deny is a star, anyone can't deny, is Terrell Suggs. He's been a star for a long time in this league. You may know this, but Sunday he'll play his 229th career game as a Raven, which will pass Ray Lewis for that mark. I never expected anyone to pass Ray in that regard. Are you at all surprised by what he's done at this stage of his career?
Well, my question is does Ray know about that?
That's a good question. We need to get him on the horn. We need to get him on the horn and figure that out.
Pretty sure he knows, but no, it's great. It's a great tribute, obviously, to Terrell Suggs and what he's done. And there's a lot to that. There's one thing about having ability. Another thing is about just availability. That's something we talk about. Availability is a talent too. Being able and available to do the job. He's done a great job of that. Obviously it's a great record to hold. I think it's going to be a tough one to match. We talk about Lou Gehrig and then Cal Ripken Jr.
Yep.
Now we got Terrell Suggs.
Actually, he's our Iron Man. All right, I'll finish with this one. Browns on Sunday. We've talked before about the playoff scenarios. There's really no main scenario we need to worry about this weekend. It's simple. This is math I can understand. You win, you're in. You win the AFC North. Is that sort of the message that you stress this week?
Yeah, we're playing a football game. It doesn't need to be about anything more than that. Any other storyline doesn't matter. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it about football. Let's go play a football game. And while we're at it, why don't we just play our best football game? That's what we're shooting for. That's what the goal is. It is a playoff game. We win, we get to keep playing. We don't win, we aren't going to be playing. It's that simple. But we got to play our best football, keep it about that, not worry about the extracurricular conversations, and do our best.
Excellent. Well, it should be fun. Sunday, 4 p.m. in M&T Bank Stadium. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, man.
If you want to win big games late in the season, you have to be able to run the ball and play solid defense. And over the last 6 weeks, nobody has been better at that than the Ravens. If Baltimore can get the job done on Sunday, they'll host a first-round playoff game next week at M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up next on Ravens Report, a few Ravens pay a special visit just before the holidays to MedStar Union Memorial Hospital in Baltimore. Welcome back to Ravens Report. I'm Erin Hawksworth. Before the holidays, the Ravens made a visit to MedStar Union Memorial Hospital. Buck Allen, Alex Collins, and a few of their Ravens teammates kept the team's annual tradition of visiting patients who weren't able to be at home for the holidays.
We're here at the MedStar Hospital. We're here to share some holiday cheers and spirits. We come to help these patients out, get these patients going, and spread some holiday love.
Got a ball for you?
Oh, my heavens, look at that. Wow, am I a lucky man?
We got the sound football from everybody here right here. We got a yearbook for you.
Thank you.
Raven Nation. Raven Nation, right here.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
We came bearing gifts. That's right.
Oh, it's awesome. You know, I really appreciate it. Definitely lightens up the day, and I think, you know, brings some good mood in the hospital. So it's good.
Thank you. Yeah, man. God bless you. Get well, brother. Get well. Hey, speedy recovery, bro.
The hospital is always special to me because, you know, you never know what a person's going through. You never know how their day's going. And you can just brighten it up and change the whole outlook on the day.
37's in the house.
To see the smiles on the patients' faces, their families, the staff on the nursing units, it really makes a huge difference in uplifting those patient spirits.
Happy holidays! Over the past few weeks, the Ravens' pass rush has been a huge part of the team's success. The defense sacked Phillip Rivers 4 times, and then earlier this season, they got to Baker Mayfield 5 times. So if the pass rush can pressure Mayfield again, it'll go a long way towards earning a huge victory. For the Ravens, it all comes down to Sunday's game, and the team needs your help. So let's pack M&T Bank Stadium and make it the best home field advantage in the NFL. And just a reminder that Sunday's game is at 4:25, so be there and be loud. And hopefully it's a memorable day in Baltimore, and we'll be talking about hosting a home playoff game next week. That's it for this week's show. Thank you so much for watching, and go Ravens.